how's everybody doing today? Mike Scott with Storyteller Media. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Scott Now, or email me info@storytellermco.com, or our website is storytellermco.com. All right, hey, thanks everybody for coming back. I definitely appreciate it. We are into week 6, and I'm definitely, again, humbled by all the comments, engagement, sharing, retweet, everything that has been happening in engagement on social media. I'm definitely humbled by it and appreciate it. So one of the things that I want to do this week is do some screen sharing to show you exactly the tools I use. And what I did is, and I'm going to show you here on screen share, give me just a second, is I did a Twitter poll over the weekend. What would help you to learn about? 4 things I focused on: grow your audience, social selling, social media strategy, and then social media analytics. And the number one thing that won out was at 37% with 76 votes was grow your audience. So what I really want to do today is focus on how do we do that? How do you grow your audience? And obviously, since it was on Twitter, and that's really where my main focus is, obviously I do social media across different platforms, but today we're going to talk specifically about Twitter and how you can grow your audience using some specific tools on Twitter. So one of the things I'm going to jump to and start with is we're going to have a few different steps. And that first step is one of the things that I talk already a lot about, but content. You know, what is your content? Who is your target audience? What do they want to see? And it really should be a mixture of pictures, because pictures definitely get more engagement. If you're going to blog, if you're going to vlog, and then of course sharing other people's content that is in your target audience. So that's really one of the first things, and I always say that, right? And I think if you've watched any of my vlogs yet, it's all about content, and content, it always starts with content, is the number one thing. Number 2 is follow people who engage. And you probably ask, yeah, that's great. You know, how do I do that? And so what I'm going to do is we're going to start with an app called Crowdfire. Let me get over there. There we go. And so as you can see with Crowdfire, there's a few different things that you can do. If you look over here on your left-hand side, it shows you who's following, who's not following you, people who recently followed you, inactive followers. Those are people that haven't tweeted or done anything. You can show everybody who's following you. You can do keywords, copy followers. But for this example, what we're going to do is copy followers. And this is a great tool within Crowdfire, because depending on what you're doing and who you're trying to focus on, then you can actually find somebody's username, whether it's a brand or an individual, and you can follow their audience. So really, it's a powerful tool. So let's say if I want to focus on people who are interested in social selling or social media, I'm going to use my good friend Jack, and we're going to look up his Twitter profile. And I forgot the one here. Let's see. All right, so as you can tell, I put in Jack's username on Twitter, and what it does is it brings up all of his already followers, right? And so if you see right here, down here, I can actually then just follow that follower. So, and I can read a little bit about who they are, how many followers they have, how many tweets they have, and then I can follow. I can go through, if I like Stephanie, I think she would be somebody that would be in my target audience, then I just click the plus button right here. So really simple, really easy. And that's one of the things that you can do, is really focus on not just individuals, but brands that you want to have a similar target audience with. So then kind of that next step to it is one of the things that I've talked about in blogs before, is you have to unfollow the people that are not following you. And so it's the same kind of thing. If I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody and they're not having a conversation back with me, I may not continue that conversation. So it would be the same thing with Twitter. If they're not following you, and my rule usually, if I follow somebody, if it's about 2 or 3 days and I kind of keep track of that, then I go to the non-followers up here to your left, and I can just click and non-follow if they're not following me. So really easy process through here. It's Crowdfire, I believe, is somewhere around $3.99 a month. It's not much at all. It gives you a lot of other features, but that's really the main features that I want to go over and focus on today, because those are the ones that are really going to help you grow that audience. Next one that we're going to do is Twitter Advanced Search. And we've talked a lot about this one as well, and I've done blogs on it over and over again, because it's one of those unknown tools that not a lot of people use it. They may have heard about it, but they don't use it effectively. And one of the things that you can really do with the advanced search is, again, you can search by exact phrase, all the words, hashtags. And one of the things that I would focus on is hashtags. So I may put in, again, if I'm looking for followers and people who are engaged in social media, I might just look up social media and enter. And it gives me a few different options. So I can look at tweets. Here's accounts of people. Sam Hurley, he's obviously a huge influencer around social media. And what I may want to do there at that point is go in. I can click on the tweet. I can click on the people who actually retweeted what he was doing. And then I can follow. Again, I can look through and say, okay, hey, Michelle Holden looks like somebody that would maybe like what I do or the content that I would do. And then I would just click follow. And so again, that's another thing you do. Another great thing about focusing on people, influencers that people are retweeting and liking already is I can go through and follow people that are retweeting or liking posts already. And the great thing about that is they're probably already used to retweeting. So what I have found in my studies and what I have found in my experiences, if I follow people who retweet already, they're most likely going to retweet what I have as well, as long as it's content that they want to see, right? So it's a big key right there, and I think that that's something that people miss or just don't even know about. And then we're going to move to step 3, and that's track and engage. Couple different ways that we can do that. And number one, again, Twitter analytics. Not using it, it's definitely important. If you can see right here, it gives you your 20-day summary, how many tweets, how many impressions, how many profile visits that you've had, how many mentions. So it goes down into your last 13 days, what your top tweet was. So mine was the last vlog I did, and it's 6 ways to drive traffic to your website. And I put the video link on there. It had 68 retweets and 96 likes. So, and I've got a lot of engagement from that one as well. And then I had another one, Kevin Phillips, who retweeted a motivational quote that I did, and it got 37 retweets and 67. So it was one of the top. And it also gives you kind of that summary. So that's definitely an awesome thing that you want to look at. Another great thing is you can come up here to audiences. And this is definitely something that's exciting, and this can go in depth, and you can spend a lot of time on this. But one of the things that I really focus on is kind of my overview here. My top interest of my audience is technology, and that makes about right because I'm focusing on social media. It shows my demographics, my lifestyle, consumer behaviors, and that actually shows you your mobile print as well if you would like. And then I can come down here and show my interests. So again, technology, entrepreneurship, business, finance, leadership. And again, this right here is exactly my target audience. So I can really focus in on who they are and making sure that I am. So I can come back here and look and take a look at household incomes, occupation, net worth, consumer buying styles. So I can really dig in deep. Next one we'll talk about is buffer. So let me jump on here. And if you can see buffer here, buffer is really going to, and I've talked a lot about buffer already with content, finding content that people want to share, people want to see. One of the greatest things that you can do in buffer, it has some analytics in here. Analytics, insights that go even deeper, kind of like Twitter. But for today's purpose, I'll just go over the analytics tab. And as you can see me scrolling down, you can see the tweets that I had done from today, how many potential reach it had, how many mentions, how many likes. Really where I'm kind of coming to looking for is posts that people click on. That means they're engaging, right? So I had 8 clicks on here, 7 retweets, 7 likes. Come here, 5 clicks, 2 clicks. And one of the things that I'm really looking for here is if I'm finding something, for instance, 8 powerful features to help you use buffer, okay, to your fullest potential. This had 8 retweets and 9 likes, but one of the things it did, it had click-throughs that people are actually engaging with it. So I can really show that, okay, this is something people are engaging with. Then what I can do is when I form my own content, if I'm doing blogs or vlogs, I can look at what's really being engaged with, and I can create content around that to offer it. Because obviously I know with something like this, it had 37 clicks compared to maybe an average 7, 6, 8 clicks. Then I know that's something that my audience really wants to see. So I'm going to share that with them, which in turn will help them retweet, share, and gain more followers for you. So that's powerful, powerful tool. So I'm going to take off my screen share here. Let's see. There we go. Get you back here. All right. And so those are some tools that I use kind of quickly. I mean, we could talk for hours and hours and hours about in depth about how of them. And if you really have a question, shoot it out to me as you jump into them and look at them. And I'd definitely be happy to answer the question more in depth for you. But one of the other last things that I always talk about and I continue to talk about is engagement. So you've done all this, you're driving followers, you're using the Crowdfire, you're following people, they're following you back. And then what happens? Again, you have to continue to engage with them. So again, that's liking, retweeting, finding things that people want to hear, learn about, and then you're going to retweet it and share that content as well. And so while that doesn't sound like an exact strategy of growing, the engagement is actually everything of growing, because as you start to engage more and people start to engage more with you, they're going to share your content. People are going to see your content. They're going to like your content. They're going to follow you. So hopefully those tips help. I appreciate your time again. Thanks so much and have a great day.